So, Gene Roddenberry, the creator of Star Trek, originally wanted to write a sort of cowboys in space series. Um, a proper sort of Western style series, but situated on a spaceship. And the story goes that the studio managed to convince him to tone it down a bit, thinking that too much Westernness was probably not quite right for the time and the context that they had. And it probably turned out to be a good thing that they did, because we ended up with Star Trek as we know it, and it was hugely popular. But there was still a space open, no pun intended, for a Cowboys in Space series. And this was eventually picked up by Joss Whedon for the well-known Firefly that was unfortunately cancelled way ahead of its time and then given a brief last gasp with the movie Serenity. And it was incredibly successful, Cowboys in Space, due in no small part, of course, to the wonderful set of actors that it had picked up for the various characters, who really played them and fleshed them out incredibly well, and it was well written and all of that kind of thing. And importantly, wrote a very compelling universe. And this universe was picked up and representative in the game we're going to play on Wednesday. It's a game called Rimworld, for any of you who don't know it. Rimworld is essentially, if not explicitly, set in the Firefly universe, where you have a sort of core set of inner worlds that are sort of high-tech, advanced, fancy, comfortable worlds, and then you have the outer ring of planets that are much more, how would you say, kind of rural, the rural realms. And the story of the game is that your characters are, for various different reasons, as you can see, there's different scenarios that you can start with. Your characters have ended up on one of these worlds. The classic, the traditional scenarios that they've crash landed. There's a Lost Tribe scenario where you're actually people who live on one of these rural worlds as in a tribal way. You have the rich explorer who's from one of the glitter worlds, they call them, the inner worlds. The harsh, single, alone, naked crash lander. The Mechanitor, which was added with the expansion for I suppose droids, robots. A Sanguiphage, which was added with the kind of, I suppose, almost horror, spooky element, where you are essentially a vampire. It's a very difficult scenario. And the Anomaly added with the latest expansion, which is sort of a Lovecraftian element to it. But I think while we have all of the Mechanitor and Sanguiphage and Anomaly elements in the game, we're going to start with the traditional crash-landed 3 colonists starting scenario. And yeah, I think we are going to go with, let's just again say with the traditionals, Cassandra Classic. We're not going to be too difficult. Let's go with the adventure story, just to make it a bit more comfortable while we're recording and all of that kind of thing. And as much as I like commitment mode, we're going to do reload anytime, because bugs happen and we don't want to just lose everything based on a bug that's happened. Let's go with all the default settings for the world. I really hope this recording is going well. Let me take a quick look. Yeah, it seems to be happy so far. Cool. So this is one of the few advantages we have as a player, is that we can pick our pick our starting point. I think we're going to go with. Now, what I normally like to go for are the mountainous regions, and then build into a mountain, and that is very tempting. But yes, so small hills. Let's go with the large hills along the side of a road. We've got a nice year-round growing period. The temperatures are a little warm, but not too bad. Got some nice rock types. There's no real pollution, although we are a little close to a pollution area. But what is this? Are we 8 tiles away? Acidic smog. I don't want acidic smog just yet. Let's build close to the road. No, we have limited growing periods. Is there another road we can pick? I don't want to grow in the jungles. I think this is also restricted growing periods. I mean, we can work with that, but I'm not a fan of it. Actually, you know what? That might actually make for an interesting story, and that's the important thing to understand with Rimworld. Is it's not really a game thing. It's a story generator. I think that's how the developers describe it. You're not meant to win against the challenge. You're meant to just tell an interesting story, and that's why I'm choosing to play it, because I think that will make for a compelling video series. I hope, anyway. Yeah, we're not playing with any mods or anything like that. This is as vanilla an experience, just with the expansions and the purchased expansions. It's a vanilla experience. So we are going to land there. I think we'll start with a simple ideology. Just because it does make things a bit more interesting. Let's go with archists. I tend to be drawn towards the sort of techie side of things, so we'll go with archists. That's just the symbology. And let's just go with collectivists, because they give you some interesting starting points. We're not going to pick any of the medium impacts or high impacts just yet, but we'll work our way towards it, and hopefully people will comment and tell me what I should move towards. Guilty. Right. Let's not have child labor. I don't know if there are any particularly useful drugs that we can use. Let's just say medical only. They're going to be kind of the good guys. Yeah, let's go with that. So here's a mask. And I miss all the stuff that my mods add, but we're trying to be good. We're not going to go with mods. Just go with it. So I mean, we'll stick with all of those. Everything else looks pretty much typical. Neutral, no funguses for us. Yeah, cool. Let's go with that. We're a little whatchamacallit. One of the words, prudish, I suppose, with that, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's fine. It's a story. So we're from a fairly prudish thing. Maybe we can change some of these because the fluid ideology allows us to make changes. Right. So now what we want are somebody who can construct, somebody who can cook, and somebody who can grow. Let's see what we have here. These are all older people. Alright. Well, Nossi can construct. So let's put her in there. We don't have anyone that can grow. That's terrible. She can't mine much, but then we're not going to be building inside of things, although a miner would be nice. Oh, she can also do plants, and she's a night owl. That's fine. Well, let's she's a bit younger, which is one of the reasons why I'm leaning towards her. Let's go with this can be our plants person. This is John Rubber. I quite like the name Rubber. Alright, well, welcome to the team Rubber. Nossi. Medicine Nossi Fane. Can do a building. Oh, he's an undergrounder. Yeah. I mean, a plants person who's an undergrounder. Not so sure about that. We need someone who can do intellectual stuff. Oh boy, pregnant, no thanks. Not that I'm against pregnancy, it's just that's not a good way to start. I mean, it would be interesting, but just keep it a little less interesting. Come on. Okay, then we have some intellectualism. A bush sniper. I want to... There we go. Ooh. Okay, she's a little bit older. But, machine collector. We'll have a look at those a bit later, but she can craft and she can intellect. Medical's not as high as I would have liked. We are a little low in the medicals. I think we're going to re-roll this person just to try and get someone who's a bit better at the plants things and hopefully have some better attributes. No. Okay, here's interesting. Oh no, 91. Good heavens, no. Sorry, mate. Rejected. Plants are a bit low. We need someone a bit higher with the plants. Ooh. Alright. No, incapable of dumb labor. We don't want that. That person had a field hand. Oh, okay. 6 months. Great memory, too smart. Bit young, but there. I think that's pretty good. We can do some plants there. Nossi. Oh, we lost the cool name, unfortunately. We don't have any medicine. We've got a 2 medical there and a 2 medical there. So, I mean, we can keep each other alive. Our shooting's also a little bit low. Our combat skills. Yeah, hopefully we can pick up some people fairly quickly that has the skills. Alright, so we have our broad-shouldered construction woman who can also do some plant stuff. Slick, who's all about the plants and can do a little bit of construction stuff. And Anna, who can do the intellect on the crafting. We don't have anyone who can do cooking. Okay. Nossi can also do some cooking. That's fine. That's fine. Alright. So, let's just pick that as a group. And let's start. So we're jumping into our world with plenty of interesting things that we can work on. Okay. The 3 of you awake in your crypto-sleep sarcophagi to the sound of sirens and ripping metal. You barely get to the escape pods before the ship is torn apart. Sometime later, you land on this unknown Rimworld. As pieces of the shredded starship fall around you, you start making plans to survive. So, here we are. Right. Oh, and we have a husky. Nice. Age 5, the youngest. We don't want this. Let's just make that go away. Right, so we have Nossi. Let's have a look at our people. Actually, let us just drop some music volume because I think it's going to be quite loud. That's fine for now. Right, so this is our world. What have we got? We have some water there. That's quite nice. That's where I miss my mods for fishing. We have some wildlife. See, I'm thinking around here would be a good place to start the base because we have some basic raw materials there. A lot of granite chunks. Yes, thank you. We have all this rich soil here. If we have a look at our map, see, that's very good for getting our food up and running. There's some protection from hills there and there, things like that, constrain things a bit. What we unfortunately do not have is a vent for right next to the fallen monolith. See, for our later power needs, our nearest vent, there's one there. Oh, we haven't been too lucky with the vents. See, there's a little bit close to the edge of the world. I mean, we might have to build a defensive structure around there and just have our vent. So yeah, I think let's plant our base here close to the... What are you? Wild humans. Okay, not bad. Graphics changed. Yeah. Oh, an old troop character. Turn that to some slag later. Here's some compacted steel. Ooh, lots of compacted steel. Okay, so this middle section is nice, although we are going to mine a lot of it out. There's some artifacts. For any of you who are watching who don't know what these things are, don't worry. We will learn soon enough. Yeah. Okay, not bad. There's our mysterious location when we're ready to crack that open. Or we could go down there. Where was that power thing? There's none close to that either, unless we just build right here. Although that's a bit far to get to. We would have to build lower. Should we just build in the middle here? This is a bigger fertile block. We have our tree. We are a bit far away from the fallen monolith. Yeah, I'm torn, you know. I am torn. I was hoping to see a little bit of a plasteel deposit somewhere because we need that fairly quickly. I mean, I suppose we can trade for it. Get some trade goods up running. It's probably in the middle of that or something. Ah, above the sea. Alright. Let's be interesting. Let's go here. Yeah. Just rough, stony ground. Got some berries there. Right, so we are going to build our first building. And I guess wood will be it. Don't worry about us not having any wood. I just want to get our items covered, you see. Let's go with an 8x8. It'll be our main longhouse for storage. And we can put a door there. Orders, chop wood. Okay. Actually, there's some plant cutting in there. I think we're pretty good there. And now we apply a zone. I'll just store all of our items there. We'll build some shelves when we can. That was a nice addition by one of the maps, expansions. Right. Allow all of our steel. Where was the wood there? Allow all of our wood. Need to allow those. Need to allow that, although we don't really want people wearing that. Okay, and now we get to look at our colonists. So we have Nossi. Nossi was a medieval slave, so she was a slave on one of the more rural worlds. Gave her some difficulty with reading, but she ended up pretty staunch. She likes to do things at night, and she likes to build, and she continued to build once she left her slavery. Was presumably rescued at some point. So good job, Nossi. She can't shoot. Millie is 3. I think I'm actually going to give her the knife. Anna, our intellectual, was a story writer when she was young, living in a fantasy world, and then she was a machine collector when she was older. Alright, so she's all about those machines, hence the massive intellectual drive, and she can craft as well. She's a careful shooter, so let's give her the bolt-action rifle. And a fast learner, so she's going to pick up things quite a bit quicker. Yeah, very interesting. And then we have Slick, who was also a medieval slave. I wonder if she knew Nossi in the past. We have 3 women. Okay, interesting. So she is getting the revolver, even though she's not very good at shooting. And she's all about the plants, so I guess she just she was just growing as a slave, worked in the gardens. Those are 3 characters, and they now need to carry all the things. So let's tell them what they need to do. Firefight. We want everyone to drop everything to fight the fire, especially since our buildings are going to be wooden at first. We want everyone to be a patient. Does Anna have the highest medicals? Alright, you're both going to have to be medical people. Sorry. Bed rest. Child care. I mean, we don't have kids, but I guess Nossi's going to be the only child carer to start off with. And basics, we want people to flick switches and that. So, Warden, you're also our best cook, so I'll leave you at that. Handling 2. We ended up with nobody with any animal skills. Alright, you can handle the husky to start off with. Nobody's hunting. Construct. 2 and 2. Nobody's mining just yet. You can do all our crafting skills. Put everyone onto urgent hauling for now. And serious research. We're going to avoid the dark study while we can. We'll pick up on that later. There's a lot of things here we can deconstruct. Got plenty of steel this game round. I do want to pretty quickly get to making stone buildings and what have you, but we'll stick with these for now. So, alright guys, let's just go slowly so we can pick up our guns. I see. Where are you going? Alright, I was hauling it, because then she'll pick up a whole bunch and bring all of that to the location. What are you doing? You don't need to carry steel there just yet. Anna, I think carry the components for now. Yes, I know we need beds. Alright. Oh, you're throwing up. You've obviously got deep sleep sickness. So that's fine. That's fine. And I need the silver. Carry the medicine. Alright, so we have the area cleared out. We just need we need to adjust our gear as well. Where's Nasi? Alright, so now we start to have our stuff covered. We're building up a lot of wood. We can build some beds shortly. How's our gathering taking? Let's see. Carry some food. Carry those last few meds. We can get some stuff taken in. Okay, so that's our start point. Started pretty damn quickly. I'll train you as well. Because he's actually quite useful. He can carry things on occasion. Obviously not very often, but on occasion. And now let us set up some growing areas. Now the main thing we're going to grow is rice because it grows pretty quickly. Okay. And then we can grow some potatoes. And make our what the hell's his name? Samwise. Make Samwise happy with us because we'll have some potatoes. That's not actually someone in the game. That is me referencing Lord of the Rings. And let us grow. Sorry, just need to get rid of that. Otherwise it'll do some other stuff. Shall we say some cotton? So we can grow some clothes. And then up here we can do some heel root. We can't grow heel root because nobody knows how to, but we'll get there. That'll get us some foods to start off with, so let's go with that. And there we have our colony just starting. We have our 3 characters. We have our little home here, our guns. We need some furniture for some beds. I was wondering why she decided to wear the helmet rather than the mask. Do you actually have a... Oh, okay, you see, so that... She's actually lost a point of... of happiness because she's decided to wear the silly helmet instead of her mask. What was the mask made of anyway? Wood. Anyway, I quite like it when they give the visage masks as a relaxed desire for the ideology, because they are fine. Cat's yelling at the door. Yeah. Alright, so this is our starting point. Hang on, let me let the cat out. Right, so here are our people. Here is our colony. We have some food growing. What is our next priority? Our next priority is to make that go away. I suppose our next priority is we need to build a refrigerator. So let's set up where we are going to build it. Let's start with it being an 8x8. We need to have a dumping zone. Put it over here where this granite is, because we need to collect some rocks. And let us make a stonecutter's table, because that is what you do with the rocks. And let us make a storage zone. That's telling us about the monolith, which we will get to. We will get to obviously eventually. Now the storage zone we can set to stone blocks. That will be our priority, and we will make that critical. So we will put general blocks over there, turn them into stone blocks, and that will give us the walls for our refrigerator, our walk-in fridge. And then we can start building some other buildings to do some cookery and to do some research, because those are our next two important things. And thus is the early days of a typical Rimworld colony. And unfortunately there isn't too much to talk about at this point, because not much has happened. So we have our characters, they have their beds. We also need to build a table for them so they don't get too mad about not eating at a table. What are you? Oh, the hill root. I get confused by that because it's not what it used to look like, but it is what it looks like now. And we'll make some wooden stools. Do you think we've carried all the stuff we need to carry? Looks like we have. Some more steel over there. And we have, where's our robot thing? Oh, some more food up there. Who's busy? I'll get those. You're taking the long way around there. Is that really? Oh, can you not actually cross the water? Oh, that's interesting. That water is, in fact, oh no, there's a way through there. But there isn't one there. It's stone up against the deep water. So, in fact, if we build a little bit of a wall there, I mean, it'll be fragile because it'll have to be on top of a bridge, which does weaken it a bit. Actually, we probably don't want to build it through there. We can set up a turret watching that and slow them down as they try and push through there. They probably won't go through there if there's a turret there. Yeah, you need to start thinking about all of these security considerations, because combat is going to be starting relatively soon. And we need to be ready for it. Okay, there's our drone area, our robots. As we said, there is our monolith, but we don't need to research that just yet. No, no plasteel. It's always plasteel. There's the tree, the anima tree, which we are going to ignore because I don't really care that much about the whole anima thing. As we said, over here is our mysterious ancient danger. Bills tab, that means our stone cutting has been completed. What do we have? We have slate, we have granite. This is limestone. Alright, so we set up some bills. Big slate blocks. Do until you have 200. Shrink down the materials radius. It'll pick up a few here and there. That's fine. Bill, what do we say? Granite. Until you have 200. I think it was 20, wasn't it? And I think limestone was the other one. So that will give us some building materials. Good job. Harvest those as well. And this is probably awful to sleep inside, so why don't we start by building a couple of shelves. And then we can get our stuff off the floor, although it is covered, so it's not exactly perishing in there, but hey, failed at training. Alright, so we have some slate blocks. We have some food slowly growing, being eaten by the local wildlife. Might need to actually build some fences around that. Okay, next we need some power. So I do like to build the power across my growing area. Because the wind turbines need to be I need it fairly close to my power demand places. So let's just build it there for now. And what are we going to make the floors out of? I think limestone, because we... Or should I make it a growing thing? Well, let's make that one limestone, because I can put the solar panel on top of there afterwards. Let's have a growing zone. Let's grow something interesting, shall we? So we'll just grow a lot of strawberries. Or should we grow smoke leaf? Get that joint production. Nah, we'll go with strawberries. You can hear that banging about in the background. That's my cat trying to find somewhere interesting to turn into a bed, as she does. Alright, we're not getting much power yet because of the stupid tree. Alright, so apparently Caledonium have some different kinds of people. What are they? Oh, we got a genie. Genie. Dedicate extra pain. Elongated failures per plants. Okay, great at intellectual and crafting, but bad at social. Yeah. We don't really need a genie. I mean, not that was one, but I mean, I like looking at the Xeno things. I think one of my meta goals is to get our people to be immortals. I think that's what they would want to work towards, is that immortality. Am I still recording okay? Yeah, I seem to be. That's good to see. Great, we put a body there. Let us get some graves down. What's under? Is that a misc? Yeah. This can be our graveyard. Buy a nice tree. I hope he doesn't cut that tree down. No. Alright, good. Sometimes if it's next to it, the AI decides that it's sort of in the way. Cuts it down. What we can do is up the limestone priority a bit there. But you're generating power just fine, so if we run a little power conduit down into the building. What is the light under? Oh, I miss my mods so much, I can't even tell you. I should have been growing cotton there. But we got a line of cotton coming. So that's fine. That's fine. How's our wildlife doing? Is there anything we want to try and tame? No, not really. We have a fair bit of food still. We can, of course, once this is grown, build a campfire and campfire some stuff. Yeah, we have some visitors come to hang out for a bit. There's a lovely mod called Hospitality that, I mean, if you're going to have a mod, is the one I most recommend. Really maximizes the whole visitor thing. But it does make things a little bit too easy, because if you focus on the visitors, you can really max out your friendship and get some really powerful and valuable supplies. Who's my most social person? It's Nossi. What was Anna's skills? 0. Yeah. Alright. Trade with one Nossi. See what they have for us. They could sell us some packaged survival meals. We could sell them the mask and the pants, but we don't want to do that. Those are both very useful. Reinforced barrels. Yeah, that's going to be a pain in the butt later. I don't think we want to trade anything just yet. Sorry, Yvonne. Nothing for you yet, I'm afraid. Let's try and chop some wood down here. The wood actually perishes outside, doesn't it? We need to start building some floors as well, some nice floors to grow on. This I want to dig up because it's concrete and has steel in it. There's an old nav landing point. You're doing quite well. well, you're ready to harvest. In fact, there's a really nice, what do you call it, value of life mod that shows you all of the medical settings. Because sometimes they can have a very minor injury and suddenly they're consuming a quality level, med pack. Okay, bye guys, thanks for visiting. See ya. This is going to be quite difficult to mine because I don't want things falling on people's heads. There's some strange bits of structure here. Lots of stuff we can destroy to get slag out of when we're ready for it. Did we still end up with someone who was a night owl? Okay, yeah, we should adjust Bossy's sleep schedule. For now we're doing fine. Slept in the cold's not so good. Might have to reinforce things or start giving them some individual houses that we can build together. Once we get more materials, it's fine. Granite. How long have we been recording for? 25 minutes. So I think we've made a good start there for a game that is actually quite a slower long-term game. I think we've made some very basic progress. Oh, there's a wall over there. There can be trouble because we don't have very good weapons yet. And again, most of the really good weapons come from mods, which we cannot do. We do have some gold. That was very nice to see. I really wish we had some plasteel. We're gonna have to get some trading items up soon. It's an annoying place. So we will get there soon enough. But yeah, so we made a good start. We have a shelter built. We've got some beds down. We've got some plans for a fridge. We've got some food planted. In fact, considering we've been here 3 days, I think we're pretty well established. We have a dog that we need to give a bed to. Once we pick some cotton, we'll start making some beds and some decent furniture. And once we've got some limestone mined out, we'll start making some floors as well. It really makes people happy because it makes the rooms pretty. And yeah, if you guys watch this and you want to say something about the colonists, leave it in the comments. Oh great, I got a mad squirrel. Alright, well this is our first bit of action. So let's just do this and we can finish off on how well this goes. Let's draft our people. Line them up here. Get rid of our learnings. This is like a fresh install that I made specifically for recording, so it's treating me as if I'm a new person. But it's quite nice because, like I said, I haven't really done too much of the expansions, so these make good little reminders of exactly what the expansions are like. Sort of things that I might not know about them. We'll see. I'd have to engage with the squirrel. Never mind. We're gonna leave the squirrel there. We don't need to pick up the body. Alright, so that's it guys. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more of this or anything else that you might want to see me do in Rimworld or out. I do a lot of itch.io games reviews if you haven't, if you're new to the channel. I like visiting the the new browser games that somebody's making on itch.io, show a little bit of gameplay, and recommend it, or and offer maybe some critique to the developer as well. So that's the majority of what the channel does. Also play Time Guesser, wonderful game. I play around every Tuesday and Thursday, and of course we've got some basic Minecraft on Monday. Got a bit of a Minecraft world going there. So those are the offerings for you. And then if you subscribe to the channel, I hope you like them. This is going to be the Wednesday regular. We're going to tell a good story here. And so I really hope to see you at the very least in the video next Wednesday. And thank you for watching. And yeah, see you soon.